The affirmation for today is, I peacefully and lovingly call all of my power back to me now.
Right now.
And one more time for those in the back. I peacefully and lovingly call all of my power back to me now.
Right now, please.
That's a good one.
That's a really good one. I like that a lot.
I like the feeling of that one
I needed that.
when I say it, because it's like calling your power back, but not in like a, oh my God, F all of you, but in like a very peaceful and loving way. Like, I love you all, but like I need my power back, please.
Wow, that description was really good. I like that. It's like, I love y'all, but I need my power back. I need it over here where it belongs, because I have to stay focused. Speaking of focused, well, let me focus on this, on the intro. Welcome to episode 9 of the Say Please podcast, where ask and you shall receive. But first, say please. My name is Deidra.
And I'm Amanda.
And welcome.
Welcome.
The Say Please podcast is sponsored fully by us, 2 girls pursuing their passions by leaning into their learnings and promoting positivity. Ooh, I was gonna say, before we dive into the word of the day, Amanda, you want to take a shot with me? Which one?
Shot.
You want to do left or
On
right?
camera?
I know. So scandalous. Who are we?
But not really.
I mean, it's not lying. It's not like it says shot in the description.
It does.
Do you want to do vitamin C or turmeric?
Turmeric.
Let's do turmeric. We'll get this one out the way. Yes. I knew you like turmeric.
I love me some turmeric.
I'm sure you do. You healthy bitch.
Okay. How do we do? Do we have to drink the whole thing like a shot?
Yeah, why not?
You don't sip on it?
Not typically, but like, I mean, you don't have to do anything. You can do whatever you want.
But is it going to be like really bad if I sip it?
No. Have you never had these?
No, I never had these.
Oh, here. Cheers. Here, let's take half and then tell me how you feel. Ready? Cheers.
Oh, okay.
That's not bad at all.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. This is store-bought turmeric shot. They gotta have some added. They got
that
something
was
in
good.
it, right? Aldi's, $1.99.
That was like my juice I make with my juicer.
You make it taste that good with turmeric?
Yeah, I do.
No way.
With my I put carrot. My favorite juice right now that I make is carrot, pineapple, ginger, and turmeric.
That sounds super tropical and orangey and yummy.
It's like,
I love
wait,
pineapple.
did I say orange? I put oranges in
Oh,
there.
you do too? Yeah,
so carrot,
citrusy.
orange, pineapple, ginger, and turmeric, and a little bit of black pepper, because that helps to absorb.
Cut it a little bit.
The black pepper, if you want to absorb the benefits of turmeric, you need black pepper. I've
tried turmeric one time in life, and I put it on my yogurt.
Yeah, why not? I put turmeric on everything.
I don't know, girl. On yogurt, it was a little sketch. Yeah.
No. But yeah.
Don't worry, I put a deposit down on our event space we're at. Yes, our word of the day.
Yeah, let's
can you pull up our phone?
Oh, that's right.
What's our password? Just tell the people your password real quick.
Wait, hold on. I might be getting it wrong. Okay, that's this.
Are you throwing me off?
No. Just sometimes I forget my own phone password.
Valid. So valid.
Because I have an iPad and I have a phone. And the iPad and the phone they're different. So I get them confused, which is which.
See, I have the same password for everything.
Oh,
I know. Cut that part. No, I'm kidding. The word of the day. It is. Oh, yeah, there we go. And the word of the day is indifference. Indifference means without interest or concern, not caring, apathetic. His indifferent attitude toward the suffering of others, having no bias, prejudice, or preference, impartial, disinterested, neither good nor bad in character or quality, average, routine, an indifferent specimen, marked by lack of interest, enthusiasm, or concern for something. Before we dive deep into our episode today, Amanda, what does indifference mean to you?
For me, indifference is like, I could take it or leave it. I'm just indifferent to it. It doesn't affect me at all. I have no opinion. I'm just indifferent. Like, oh, how did you feel about that cheeseburger? Actually, no, I can't eat cheese. How did you feel about that burger? Indifferent.
Fun fact, I don't like cheeseburgers. People love cheeseburgers. I don't get the hype about it.
If I could eat cheese, I would love me a cheeseburger.
I'm not crazy. I like hamburger, mustard, ketchup, and pickles. That's my go-to with a steamed bun and tinfoil. What's your go-to burger?
I like my just hamburger with the lettuce, onions, pickles, and Thousand Island dressing.
Ooh.
It's good. The special sauce.
It's the Thousand Island dressing. Thousand Island dressing makes me think of my grandpa.
Thousand Island dressing?
Yes, he loves
my grandpa loves
Thousand
Island dressing.
I feel like you have to be at least 65 to enjoy Thousand Island dressing. But you're not of this lifetime, so you're probably way past that.
That's right. I've been here many times.
Oh my gosh. So indifference. What does indifference mean to me? I have no idea what indifference means to me, and that's why
Do you ever use that?
Never. Never. That's why this is an interesting word for me to pick.
I use that word all the time.
I never use it.
I'm indifferent.
I never do. I never do.
Okay. Is there anything you are indifferent about?
No, but when I read, not top of my head, let me say that. What first comes to mind when I read this definition is the part where it says his indifferent attitude toward the suffering of others. And I just think about white privilege and how some act like, laws and, limitations don't matter because it doesn't affect them, but you should care about other people besides yourself. Mm-hmm. Because it doesn't affect you. You should care about it affecting your neighbor, your friend, your niece, nephew, whatever in life. That's what comes to mind at first for me. Having no bias, prejudice, or preference. I would say if I didn't have an opinion on something, if I didn't know, like there's a court case and they're like, who do you think did it? I'll be like, I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent about the subject. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
That would kind of make sense. Or like...
That's my take on the word.
Do you like football?
I actually fucking hate football.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So if a football game was on and they were like, what team do you want to win? You'd say, I'm pretty indifferent.
I would actually say whatever team you wanted to win, the opposite of that. Because I like this, because I'm what? What was our word last week?
Truculent. Yeah, I don't really care for football either, to be honest.
I really hate football.
I don't hate it, but I'm just I'm kind of indifferent about it.
There you go.
If it's on the TV, I'm like, eh.
If I'm on the TV, I'm like, get me out of this room right now. Earlier, one of my friends...
So you're not indifferent to football?
Yeah, I actually hate it. Because when you're in a room full of men and women, and football seasons or basketball, and it's really honestly year-round because it's always a sport going on. Yeah. They're like, no, don't touch the TV. We demand the TV. And, excuse me? Demand? I don't like demands. Like, we can't watch... At Christmas time, we can't watch a Christmas movie. We don't want to listen to music. No, they want to watch men run around on a field in tight pants. That's what they want to watch. Men, don't get me started.
You know what I don't like?
What do you not like?
My only qualm with football, and it's
qualm's a good word.
Qualm. I say qualm.
I love your vocabulary. Oh, I love it. Teach it. What's qualm mean? The only problem? Problem, yeah. I use my context clues to get that. You like that?
My only qualm with football, and it's not even like football's fault necessarily, like But I don't like when I'm like sitting with people watching football and they yell at the TV, or if they make a touchdown and they're like, yeah, like they yell. And
I hate yelling in general.
I don't like. Yes, yelling. It scares me. It like jumps me. I don't like that.
I was at my sister's house last weekend, and her man was yelling at the TV, "Love you, P." But it was right when I was about to leave, and I'm like, "Thank God I'm leaving."
Yeah.
I can't stand
or like if a player is like doing
yelling.
something wrong and you're yelling at the TV at the player, it like literally yelling. Like I hate that. It's like they can't hear you, right? Like you're not actually at the game. So like, why are you yelling at your TV?
I hate a bunch of loud noise. I
just don't care that much about football.
No, I love that about you. I love that you hate football. That you're indifferent toward football. See me? Hate. I use the word hate too much. I use the word hate about a lot of things. Me and my sister catch ourselves saying that. Like, do we really hate it? Hate's a strong word.
Yeah, it is a strong word.
But I love to use it, hate. But I also overuse the word love. And there's a fine line between love and hate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. But, I am are you indifferent about today's topic?
Oh, I am not indifferent about today's topic. I think this is a topic that I would like to talk about because it's been very heavy on me for the past couple of weeks as I've been working through this situation that I'm going to talk about. And I feel like it was a test from the universe, and I hope I passed. But where do I start?
Well, let's start. I'll bring it in for you.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're getting dinner. You sit me down. You told me you've been really going through it this week. So my version of going through it and your version of going through it are two different things, which I love because I'm an extremist. So I'm like, what's going on? Is everyone okay? And you're like, yeah, I turned down 90 Day Fiance. Like, what? You did what? And it was just, I wasn't expecting it. And it was such a cool story. And
okay,
Go ahead.
Let's get this straight. It was not 90 Day Fiance. It was 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. So there was no engagement. No engagement. It was the show where you meet somebody for the first time that you've been talking to from another country.
I guess
just to see if you guys vibe or would want to be together. I
guess that clarity is needed. That is different. Mm-hmm.
So I was not about to get a K-1 visa with somebody and get married. That was
allegedly.
What I was going to do was go on that TV show to meet him in his country and, see the vibes. So one day I was just like browsing on Craigslist.
I cannot believe you get on Craigslist.
I love Craigslist.
Are you trying to get kidnapped? Like, what are you doing on Craigslist?
No, you need to use discernment on Craigslist, definitely. But you can find some cool things on Craigslist.
I mean, that's valid.
I've gotten jobs. I've bought things.
Things off of Craigslist.
Yeah, one time I bought pets. I bought sugar gliders one time off of Craigslist.
What?
I used to have sugar
gliders. They're probably illegal.
I don't know if they're legal here, but they were legal in Maine when I got them.
You have such a life. You lived such a life. That needs a quote. I got sugar gliders off Craigslist when I lived in Maine.
T-shirt. But anyway, so I was browsing on Craigslist a couple weeks ago, and I saw a casting call it said, "Are you talking to somebody in another country and you want to meet them in real life for the first time?"
Wow, how?
And I was like, "Yeah, that's me. I'm talking to someone from another country. I want to meet them." So I applied for this casting call, not thinking that I was gonna get called back. It was just for shits and giggles that I applied. Mm-hmm. And then the next day they called me back.
And then you giggled and shit.
They called me back, and the casting lady talked to me on the phone and asked me some questions about the situation. And then they really liked me, and then they got me on an interview, and they got him on an interview, and they asked us for all of our social medias. Then we had to send them pictures of ourselves with our families. Then we had to take like a video of our houses, inside of our houses, video of our neighborhoods, and send it to them, because what they were doing was they were compiling like a whole story. So they needed pictures and footage and receipts and all that stuff to create this like story,
like portfolio to present to
the network.
Because at first, like when you're saying this, explaining it, it sounds sketch, but honestly, you know, with the description, understandable.
I think what they kind of have to do is they have to create this like little, almost like an episode, I think, with the stuff that they get.
It was like an intro episode. That's like when a series starts. Like they have
a
a little
pilot.
There, it is a pilot, yeah.
Kinda. Yeah, and I think that's what they show to the network.
A pilot of y'all's love story.
Wow. So they submit us to the network, and the network chose us, and I got an offer to be on this reality TV show. No joke. Like, they literally wanted me on the show.
Go figure. Duh, look at you. And you're already a star too, an actress. You've got acting experience. They're gonna be like, say this. You're like,
the mermaid thing. I think the mermaid thing was what really got them.
It's really cool. We got to do an episode on being a mermaid. Yeah. That's really cool.
But that's really what got them, and they wanted me, but I turned them down. I turned down a chance to be on television.
Dun, dun, dun.
Because I am very... Someone put this... Okay, so let me give context as to why I turned it down. I was already kind of not sure about doing it because he was not that sure that he wanted to do it, because he did like research and he found like people who had been on the show. I guess they were saying that, we weren't compensated fairly and all that stuff. So he was already feeling like, I'm not sure I want to do this. And then I watched the show. And I
can't believe you never watched it.
And then I didn't watch it before I applied. I probably should have, but I didn't. But I watched the show and I was like,
You're like, it's kind of trash TV. I'm like, it's trash.
This is trash TV.
It's trash TV for sure.
These people are not very classy people.
Ratchet.
They're a little ratchet. It's just not my brand. This is not my brand. But I was like, but I want to be on TV. Like this, this could be good exposure for me and everything. Like, what if this is the universe, like, giving me my big break? Because sometimes people go on these reality shows and then they get their own spin-off show and
100%. Oh my gosh.
But on this network, even if I did get a spin-off show, I don't think I would want it, because this network is known for their like trashy TV kind of. And that's not my brand. I don't want to be a famous reality TV star. So
not trash reality TV star.
I was thinking already that I didn't really want to do it. And I was talking with the casting people, kind of telling them like, look, I don't really know if I want to do this. But they were like, oh, but we really like you. Like, we really want to submit you to the network. And they kind of like...
They're pushy, you said.
Yeah, well, because...
I don't like pushiness, though. Yeah. Like, allow me to make my choices. Don't ever take my choice away from me.
So I tried to cut the process off early, but they convinced me to keep going. And I said, okay, you guys can submit me to the network, but I'm telling you that we are probably going to be wasting your time, because we are not sure we want to do this. And they said, it's fine. Like, maybe you'll change your mind. Like, if you get selected, we don't even know if you're selected. So please don't quit this early in the process. I'm like, all right, fine. So anyway, they ended up choosing us. And then I was not sure. There was a lot of questions that were unanswered. And I felt like I couldn't really make a choice. We couldn't really make a choice, me and him together, without having all of the facts. That's what we decided, or I suggested to him. I said, why don't we just get all the information we can about what we're saying no to before we just flat out say no.
And I'm glad y'all did. And I feel like it kind of confirmed the little signs in the beginning where the casting director was calling him like 3 or 4 times a day, and he owns his own business, and he's like, getting interrupted back to back. I don't like pushiness. It's a red flag to me. And what else was it? Your families were hesitant to get involved, and some people don't want to be on camera, don't want to be on
his
TV.
family didn't want to be part of it. My family didn't want to be part of it, so that was another thing. But what really was like the last straw, kind of, that was like, okay, I don't want to do this.
Nail in the coffin.
Nail in the coffin.
Last straw's good too. That's great.
I was like, I want some questions answered first. And the casting lady was like, well, I can't tell you all that much because I just do casting. Let me get you on the phone with the producer that will be like working with you if you do the show. So I had a phone call with the producer, and she was like, I was like, well, okay, so what's filming going to be like? Like, are you guys going to be with us like 24/7? And she's like, oh, yeah, I mean, like, when you guys first meet, like, there's going to be cameras there. We want to capture when you first meet in the airport. We want to capture everything you guys do together. We want to capture where you guys, when you first make out. We want to see you make out for the first time. We want to be there the next morning after you guys have sex for the first time to catch that morning afterglow, and then we want to hear all about it. We want to know how it went. We want to know everything. And it's like, and I was like, okay.
Oh, she's talking to the wrong person about that stuff.
I'm like, I am not
no, that's not
about
you.
to make out with somebody.
And commit to that. Committing to doing all that.
I could make out with somebody on camera if it's in a movie and I'm acting, but I'm not going to, in real life, make out with somebody
who you really genuinely care about.
Who I genuinely care about for a reality show. And I am not going
for their benefit.
I'm not going to have sex with somebody and then have a camera crew knock on the door afterwards and be like, how was it?
I'm the most thing to say.
No.
Imagine, and you don't know who's behind that camera. Creepy people, men and women.
Also, so someone said to me, and it made a lot of sense as to how I felt. They said, it sounds like, Amanda, like your intimacy is not for them to sell, or your intimacy is not for sale. And that's how I felt, is like, if I'm meeting this person for the first time and I want to naturally get to know them, and if we're having like a natural, like, intimate moment, whether that's like a kiss or like whatever, or even just being close to each other, like, I don't want a camera there looking at us.
Imagine you're like this with him and you're like this. Yep.
And the camera and the light and stuff. That will ruin the entire moment. Magic of the moment, gone. And that's, so I would essentially be selling the magic of that intimacy, or that real intimacy, to the network. I would be selling it to them, and it's not for sale. My connection with this person is not for sale.
And this ain't Hallmark. They didn't come up with this love story. This is yours. Like, you put the effort into this. And I don't know how you feel, but I had to get real comfortable with this camera on me while it's just me and you here.
With cameras, but
I'm not.
It's like, this is my real life, and like, I'm not someone that really cares to expose and share exploit all parts of my life. Like, even I struggle posting on social media sometimes because like, absolutely. I don't need everyone to know exactly what I'm doing all the time.
I totally relate to that, because I always struggle with what my brand exactly is, sticking to it and not oversharing. I struggle with that. So that's super valid.
Yeah. So I told them no.
Again?
Yeah, the second time, because I'm proud of you. After I talked to the producer, I messaged her the next day and I said, thank you so much for talking to me last night. You cleared up a lot of my questions, and in the end, unfortunately, me and him are not going to be moving forward with this. Yada, yada, yada. But it was a hard decision because part of me was like, oh my God, am I fumbling like a really great opportunity right now? Like, you know how many people probably applied to be on that show and they chose me and him out of all those people? I felt like, oh my God, like, am I being ungrateful for this opportunity? But I have strong values and I have strong morals and I have strong boundaries, and I stuck to them.
Yeah, you did.
I was tempted.
Mm-hmm. Temptation will always come.
Temptation came to
discipline.
me, and I stood on business.
Yeah, you did. I'm proud of you. Okay.
I did. I could have been on TV, y'all. I could, and I hope that God, the universe, still blesses me and puts me on TV like I want to be, but I didn't want it to be that way.
For the right reasons, with the right brand, under the right circumstances.
Yeah, I wanted it to be the right. I really listened to my intuition on this one because my mind was telling me like, this could be a great opportunity, Amanda. This could be like, you're going to be on TV.
And
like,
that's an option, Amanda. It's an option. You're right. That is an option. But there are other, you have to balance the options.
Right.
You have to weigh
but
them.
My heart, like my intuition did not feel right about it. It just didn't feel right.
That's good. I always say pray for discernment, and like your discernment kicked in.
Yeah.
You know what I think? I compare it to this one time, a couple months ago. I'm dissecting my relationship with love and sex right now, and they're figuring out what my morals and values are when it comes to the opposite sex, what I want to attract.
Mm-hmm.
That guy a couple months ago that fit all those little boxes. He was into fashion. He had no kids, a good job, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then you think, I'm like, this is it. And then it wasn't. And I was like, dang, I know that this is out there now. I know that I'm capable of attracting this. And so this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about that. That of course they picked you. Not only are you charismatic, gorgeous, an actress going on TV, so like you can be coached, trained, whatever, scripted. Let me say that. You're interesting, mermaid. Like, oh yeah, I've seen the people on 90 Day Fiance. You would definitely be a screen grabber. So yeah, of course they did. Of course they did. But when we sat at dinner that night, and you said I'm having a week. And then I'm like, oh, what's wrong? You're like, 90 Day Fiance. What? And I'm over here laughing while you're stressed. And I'm like, oh.
I'm legitimately stressed. I didn't know what to do about it. I didn't know what to do. But I feel at peace with my decision. I feel like I made the right decision for me, for my connection with this person. And yeah.
Does he watch our podcast?
I don't know.
Hey.
If he does, hi.
Comment,
he probably
share.
doesn't, because he
English is a second language. Yeah,
English is a second language.
So. We can at least play it in the background, get our views going. I love that you said no. I wanted to make a point so bad. I don't have a point. Where was I going to go with that? Don't wait on me. Keep going.
Well, I guess I want to share that because I want to make the point that, like, don't settle for things.
Even
if it's not if it's like good enough, like, don't settle for that.
And what was really the benefit? Because this is what I was going to get at, is it would have been an absolute no at the financial part, because you said that when he researched it, he saw that people on 90 Day Fiancé barely broke even.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's ridiculous because you should at least have a financial gain when they're marketing up your love story.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
But I'm sure we could have like worked something with the contract if they really, really wanted us. We could have been like, well, pay us a little more or something.
Oh, you're down to negotiate?
Still, like I said, my intimacy is not for sale.
Intimacy is for me. Into me, you see. Yeah.
Into me, I see.
I love intimacy. Have we done an episode on intimacy?
No.
Oh, I'm adding that to the list. I love intimacy.
We gotta do that.
Oh, I've got a whole notepad on intimacy.
But yeah, like, I could have been on TV, y'all, but I stood on business, and I stuck to I stayed true to myself. I said, this is not my brand.
Yeah, she did.
This is not me. I'm not going to accept something that's not me. So I guess that's my whole like lesson in this, or what I want you to take from this is like, stay true to yourself. If something is not in alignment with who you are, don't take it. Even if it seems tempting, if it's not you, it's not for you. If that opportunity was for me, I would have felt that alignment. And I didn't. It didn't feel right for me.
Did you get a little anxious? Was that anxiety, like a little like feeling? Because I feel like when things are right for you, you feel good, and then when things are wrong, they feel anxious.
I felt anxious. Mm-hmm. I felt anxious about it.
Listen to your body. Listen to your body. It talks to you.
I didn't feel excited. I felt like if it was the right opportunity for me, I would be thinking about it, and I'd be like, oh, I can't wait. Like, oh, that would be so awesome. Oh, I can't wait to do this. But instead, like, I knew it was like a no-go when I got the email saying, congratulations, like, you've moved on to the next round. I felt like a pit of like, oh, fuck. Like, oh, damn it. Like, I kind of wanted them to give me a rejection email.
That's
because I wanted it to be over.
And that shows your true feelings too, like wanting it, like how you felt when you received that email.
I listened to my body a lot. Like, my mind was arguing with me. It was like, oh, Amanda, maybe you're just like scared because like it's a little scary to be on TV or whatever. It's out of your comfort zone. But
that's more than that.
But it was more than that. There's been things that have been out of my comfort zone I'm a little scared to do, but like the thought of doing them excites me. But the thought of doing that didn't excite me. I thought about going on the show, and I just thought about, I could visualize it being with this person and the cameras shining on us, and it just didn't seem good to me. And then then I thought about, oh, okay, what if I get on this show and I become famous? I'm gonna be Amanda, the famous girl from 90 Day Fiancé. Like, do I want that?
And that's so tempting. It's so tempting, Amanda.
That's not my
because you could start off with something so silly.
Be associated with some of those people that are on that show.
And over time, it might die down, but you'll always be
like Big Ed was on that TV show.
No neck.
Yeah. Do I want to be associated with Big Ed? No,
imagine y'all go to a reunion show together. You're in the same. Is that the one you watched when you looked at 90 Day Fiancé?
No.
Because that's a hilarious episode.
The first episode I saw of 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 days.
She was not going to get engaged. Let's make this clear.
Before the 90 days. The first episode I watched of that, it was really stupid. It was like
It's kind of boring. It's a slow show.
Well, they were like rewatching scenes from like an episode, but also they would cut away to like some of the couples like sitting in bed together, like watching the show.
Oh, so they're reacting.
Pajamas
they're reacting
to it. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And I was like, I can't imagine myself doing that. I would feel the same way that I felt at the end of my time at Spaghetti's.
I was just thinking that, Amanda. I was going to say, me at Rigaphoni's was exactly that. Because at the end, remember how anxious I was the first time you and I got dinner? And I was like, I really didn't know if I made the right decision because this is everything I've asked for. Mm-hmm. I asked to be a paid actress. Everyone that's in the theater community wants to pursue their passions, lean into their learnings, and get paid for it. But we weren't getting that paid. And And it served its purpose,
Yeah.
We got together, the friends we've made, the experiences we had to be here.
Yeah.
But that was just the beginning. It showed us the door opened to the whole world of opportunities.
Yeah.
That are out there for us.
Well, at the end of Spaghetti's, there was a moment towards the end where I remember this moment distinctly. I was in the show and my character wasn't speaking at that time during the show, but I was in the show and I was watching the other characters and I just thought to myself, I am not proud to be part of this. Wow. Like, this does not make me proud. I can't leave here after this show and go, wow, that was awesome. That was an awesome show we put on. And that's when I knew, I was like, okay, I probably shouldn't be here anymore because I don't feel proud of this product. And I knew that if I had done this like 90-day thing, I could do all that bullshit that they would want me to do. The reaction videos or like when they do the reunion tell-all shows and stuff. I'm an actress. I could do it. But I wouldn't feel proud of it. And I don't want that feeling again. I want whatever I do, I want to feel proud of it.
And maybe that's one of the reasons, you had your experience at Riga Foodies. Because you got a more of a business backbone about you. And that's my opinion. What do I know? I just DoorDash. But like the way you handled that and the way you're talking about like negotiating, and you did something else earlier. And I'm like, I'm proud of the business person you've adapted into more than since I've known you. You're succeeding. You're succeeding. And you've learned that from the experiences you've had from there, and even not being proud. Side note: when I think about how different we are, I thought about our characters in the show. You were the damsel in distress, like, oh honey, please help me, and I'm like the evil villain who was like really the killer at the end. I'm like, that's just so us. But bringing it back, I'm glad that you're so self-aware. I love that about you. No, thank you. I love that because that was a big moment in my healing journey, was listening to my body, because I've been anxious since I was like 7 years old every day of my life, and I didn't know I was. I thought this was just normal. I'm so used to it. So like it was hard to discern between my anxiety, my intuition, and my my intuition and my what's worst case scenario? It escapes me at the moment. I always journal about it. Anxiety and intuition and discernment. Mm-hmm. I was
discerning the difference between the two.
Yes, the three too. I did all three of those: discernment, intuition, anxiety. Because anxiety is hyper focusing on the worst case scenario that has not happened. Like, this is going to happen. You're like manifesting it, and like no wonder. Which is crazy that my life is so decent because I'm so anxious. So it's like you think you're manifesting the worst all the time.
I feel like anxiety is like worrying about a future outcome, where like intuition is more of just like a knowing. It's not worry, it's just a knowing. I think sometimes you can have anxiety about your intuition. I think you might be getting like an intuitive feeling, and your anxiety can be brought on because of that intuition. But intuition itself should not give you anxiety. If that makes sense.
No, and I get that. And speaking about the new opportunities that come to us, and discerning between what the good and the bad, did I tell you how there was a hemp business in Wilmington that wanted us to record an episode at their place? Did I tell you about that?
No.
Oh, I didn't tell you. Good, because the energy threw me off so bad to where I'm like, oh, you're not going to feel that. You were not feeling this place. You're not going to feel it, because the owner's energy was so overwhelming.
What was
pushy? Very pushy. Hey, give me your number. I'll give you my number. Hey, you can do my marketing. I'm like, I didn't come in here for a job. He's like, no, you wouldn't be. I'm like, I don't like to work for people. He's like, you wouldn't be working for people. Like, Amanda, I don't like pushy shit. I don't know. You know me. I don't like that.
If it's pushy, it's probably not a good deal. Because they're trying too hard to get something from you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. At first, it sounded great. At first, like, we go, hemp? Me and you? And it was chill in the front. They had a dog in there. It was cool. Afterwards, a week later, talk about discernment. Wilmington Facebook group, slashing them to pieces. He takes advantage of young girls. He has only them work for them. The cashier, I got her number because I was like, I need some more information. So I got her number. I'm like, here, text me. And then she's like, yeah, it was actually my first day too. Crazy. Yeah, apparently he's fled from Connecticut down to Wilmington.
Oh no.
Yes, he's trying to take over the hemp industry. And he lives there in the back. I also DoorDashed to him one night before this happened, yeah. And he was getting alcohol at the store when it was closed, and I was really confused.
Damn.
Yeah. Little story. Yeah, now you know.
Well, now I know.
Opportunities present themselves as just knowing which ones to take. You know, because everything that shines ain't gold. Oh, we got to cut this.
Oh, yeah.
End of episode advice.
End of episode advice. Yeah. That's stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself. Even like with yourself, please. Because like you know who you are, you know who you want to be, but then sometimes your mind tells you, oh, you're not that. You know,
your mind's not always your friend.
Don't listen. Stay true to yourself. Who the hell are you? Be that person and stay true to it. Don't be anything else. Don't let anyone else tempt you into being what you're not. Just be who you are, because that's what you came here on earth to do, is to be yourself, to figure out who the hell you are and to be that, because that is art.
I don't know if I can top that. Mine is piggybacking off of that a little bit. Trust yourself. Trusting yourself is so important. A lot of people don't, and that's why they seek a leader. They want someone to take that responsibility away from them, someone to blame also when things go wrong. You've got to trust yourself. It's so important. It's a life hack. It's also part of self-confidence, which we're going to break down into another episode. But trust yourself. Everything that shines is not gold. Do not let a good thing go. You know, if someone could come today and be like, Deidra, we want you for a podcast. Here's $20 million. And I'd be like, no, I'm just going to stay with Amanda.
Oh, girl, no.
I know, right?
$20 million.
And after I said $20 million, I'm like, maybe I'm exaggerating.
Screw this podcast. Take the $20 million.
But even with the podcast, you know, and we've talked about this before, I don't want to say turned down, but like I considered 4 people before me and you got together. 4 different, and it was until it was the right connection, the right vibe, the right choice. Then it all made sense and came after that. It was really the right choice. I'm really proud of that.
Yeah. Yeah, because if it's for you, if it's the right opportunity for you, I feel like it will feel right. And if it doesn't, then it's not.
Right before this, one of my girlfriends agreed to do this, and it felt afterwards when she left, it felt so wrong. Yeah. I'm like, this is not gonna. We're both not on time. We're both not timely. Her and I. Neither of us can edit. Like, it just different factors at play. Yeah. And I was so proud of that, because it was before we spoke about you and I, and then you and I happened right after that, and I was like, and so I was like, I manifested you. I manifested this. Yes. But thank y'all for being here. Amanda, you want to do the little closing outro, please?
Ask, and you shall receive. But if at first you don't succeed, try again. But say please.
If you didn't find a gem, then watch this again. Thank y'all for episode 9. 9 episodes. Next one's 10, double digits. Bye, guys.